Alright, and tonight, after last night's space troubles with the Dead Space, tonight we again have a calm game, so yet another fishing game after we have played Ultimate Fishing Simulator 1 and 2 at various times, and Fisherman Fishing Planet. We haven't yet played The Angler by makers of The Hunter, but tonight we are playing Russian Fishing, which is actually a series that I have not tried before, and it's also more or less as humorously noted on the stream message, like what happened to the first three, because at least the English internet seems to know very little about the first three Russian fishing games, if they ever existed. Like, it would be of course very logical, like Russian fishing. Let's make it 4, so it sounds like we are already an established series, but let's see how it goes. Have already tried the tutorial to know that the game works at all, so greetings to each, and let's start trying to fish. So let's switch to the game and start out. So here we are, and we seem to have the kind of basic fishing rod, like normal you fish with the, and we do have like wet bread and bloodworm, which appears to be 0.25 grams, and we have 30 of those, so this should most probably give us some fish, and we have float depth at 1 meter, so let's go to the pier. Nice looking lake, looks a lot like would be also here, like would look a lot like Finnish fishing, also with very similar looking locations. So let's cast out our bait. There we go. And we also get a nice zoom view of the fishing bobber, it seems, so we know if we are getting some activity. Not bad at all. And then we wait for something to come calling. Alright, there's some, we need to wait so that it has bitten properly instead of just nibbling. Alright, let's have a go. There we go. Crucian carp, and we got 2 achievements immediately. 26 centimeters, about like 400 grams, so it's kind of, we increased skill and XP a bit, like 2% more skill for float fishing. Let's keep that. It's anyway like already pretty good sized fish in keep net, so we can check the status here. Yes, we have 1 fish there, so it's 100%. We can store up to 100 fish apparently, but it's like, of course the quality of the fish probably degrades. Fish retains its freshness during the real day from the moment of catch. Alright. Alright, there's even very deep information on each fish, like a whole chapter of information. And we can also view the fish in 3D, so you can rotate it and examine. It's also nice and shiny. Very nice. So we got 1 fish, and that went rather well also, so let's try and catch more. So we should still have plenty of bait, as we got a good amount to start with. Yes, we have very convincing 118 worms to start with, so that should be quite useful. Alright, didn't quite catch the fish it seems, and we should still have a bait attached, so let's try again. Otherwise good nibbling, but no fish came up with the hook, so that of course is a minor disadvantage. And then we wait for... Alright, that was quick. Chinese sleeper, or 69 grams, looks like not the best fish ever, like probably not much value if you keep that, so let's release. Like realistically doesn't look like a fish you would want to keep, like almost 70 grams, so that isn't most probably the fish to keep either. So let's then for now still do the basic float fishing for now and cast out again. Maybe a bit bigger, better fish. That was not exactly the most mentionable fish. Let's see when the fishing popper does something mentionable. Other fishing games haven't even included float fishing this simple, that you only have the fishing pole and the bobber and the bait, unlike all the other ones this far have actually only included the kind of float fishing where you also utilize a fishing reel, so you also do reeling the fish, because this is mostly like tug hard on your fishing pole and hope you can pull the fish out of the water only by struggling directly through the length of the fishing line attached to the rod. So this is kind of like the most simple kind of fishing, as it requires no other implements than the fishing rod, fishing line, and the fishing bobber in addition to the bait. Alright, there's some movement. Let's see if we can get the fish up. Yes, perch. Pretty nice, 300-gram perch. Let's keep that and see how the quality of the fish in keep net. It's like both are still 100%, so it takes a bit longer to actually. Alright, and here's our backpack with equipment. We seem to have a couple of rods, some hooks, lures also, and we seem to have also some food along, including lemonade and beer, which is also very authentically Russian. The 3 tank troopers, so it's kind of certainly sounds like a Russian product. We also have some lemonade, so we also have to eat, which is a lot like my summer car, that you actually have to eat food. So it's like we actually have like various various products like canned pork. You can eat some canned pork while fishing. You can also eat some bread, and then you can drink lemonade and beer. So this game has a bit more of like my summer car vibe to it, that you also, in addition to fishing, you have to drink some beer or lemonade and eat bread. Oh, hello Teotika, great to see you. Welcome to Russian Fishing 4. You of course get a wave, and we have caught a couple of fish this far and released one that was like 70 grams, and also been wondering, like, you actually have to eat in this game, so you have some food along also, like canned pork, canned fish, and lemonade and beer. So it's more like my summer car than just a fishing game, because you actually have to also eat in addition to fishing. So it's a bit different. You like have also beer and lemonade along. So interesting. And what time it was? 22:12. So it's gradually turning darker. Let's cast out. Also some fog, quite nicely done fog on the water. Looks quite realistic for like what you get when the air starts to cool. You get that kind of fog on the lake, so looks pretty nice overall. Alright, time to try and get the fish up. 48 grams. Let's release that, and visibility is gradually getting poorer. So let's see if we can return from the lake for, or like how does it work exactly in this game, like can you forward the time somehow, or how does it work? Category B boat, E get in boat. Alright, can we like do something useful in the boat station? Alright. Fish market. Can we then sell the fish here? It's clearly like Russian fishing with the, yes, we can actually sell fish here, like for 0.47 coin. This is over 1. Actually the carp was quite valuable. Alright, clearly we can't sleep in the fish market. Grocery store, alright, so we can buy more food from there. Magazine 24. And there's also an ATM here, like Bankomat, which is Russian fishing logo equipped also. This game certainly has much more aesthetic towards my summer car or such than the average fishing game, which usually does just fishing and nothing else. So it's actually rather interesting, like a bit more vibes towards exactly things like my summer car, where you actually have to take care of also other things than. Right, so can you then sleep somewhere? Hardware store, alright. 9 to 21. There indeed are quite a few services by the lake. Tackle store, very fancy for a tackle store. It's like, looks like a mansion. Hot food, alright. There's also a park bench, which would of course be already useful for sleeping, like see people go sleep on park benches, like in the Komarinoe, alright, and there's like a camping symbol there. There's a red house also there. Does it mean that you can like sleep there, or can we put the fishing rod away? Yes, kind of feels safer to walk when you're not running with the fishing rod. Alright, we can also move faster. Let's see which way to the bridge. Exactly the opposite direction. Wouldn't call that the most glorious bridge ever, like. Quite minimalist. Administration. Get spare floating tackle, get spare spinning tackle. What else can we do here? We can buy a map. We already have a map. Still kind of confused where you can then like overnight. Then the camping symbol, or also some house here. Taxidermist shop. So you can like what taxidermize fish, which is somewhat rare craft. Quite a few things, certainly in the town. This game takes quite a different approach. Let's see about like the. Also the map legend is only in Russian, so we do have like this at least shows a camping symbol, so let's visit there next, like. Maybe we can camp there, as would be nice to have a bit more illumination. As this far we have found about every possible kind of a shop. Boat station, yes. Right, no wonder there was so little light as we were pointing towards the lake. It's like very small path to the camping, so it's that way. Do we have like flashlight? Yes. That's quite helpful. Forest camp, yes. Alright, there's like a grill. You can also dry fish, cook fish, and we can also in tent you can store different tackle, bait and food. Alright. but apparently we can't sleep in the tent. And we do have a car and everything. Apparently we can't drive it though. And it's kind of like over-egging the body to call that a smokehouse, but it's kind of like one. So you can start a fire. Item not found, firewood, item not found, matches. Alright, so we can't quite directly at least. We also do have various cooking equipment here. Alright. So yes, we found the camp, still unsure how to sleep in it. Like, would like to have daytime preferably. Alright, let's inspect online instructions, like how do you sleep in the game. Otherwise, looks good this far. The instructions are not very What's the video explaining? Alright, that's kind of excessive. Alright, it's not very clear like how to like really it can't be this difficult. like the overall idea is nice, but kind of confused how one actually can because it would be quite logical, like you can sleep in the tent, but actually you can just store things in it. Apparently. Alright. Oh well, it's already getting brighter and we are not like out of energy and not really fatigued, so let's fish from the camp shore then, as clearly there's no so let's put the worm on and start fishing. There's clearly no issue like sleep. Let's see how good a spot this is for fishing. So let's see if we get any fish from this position. Not much this far, so let's try now that we see again. Let's try a bit different position. This game in general has quite interesting overall design, that it's a bit more RPG like. You actually also have to buy items like by walking to a store and not only visiting the screen, so it's kind of interesting overall. Nice sunrise also. This is quite interesting concept, so it's like starting to be 5 AM. Kind of limited fish activity, so let's see. Possibly move to a different position too. Not really, doesn't look like the place where you at least get much fish with this. So let's have a refreshing bit of a run. To wake up with and back to the pure form. Fish market, yes. So we are back here. You can also rent a motorboat apparently from the. Here we go. Same place as earlier. So let's try here again for some more fish. quite warm weather when we think it's like 6 a.m. and it's 17.5 degrees Celsius, so actually pretty warm like summery night weather it seems. Kind of silent also here. We still should have a bait, so let's wait for some time. Could also try the spinning rig. So let's pick that up and actually check like let's try that. And we have the spinning rig also, so let's try that out the first time. There we go. And cast. Here you actually do not need to quite as much mind. You can't actually even adjust the brakes on the reel, so this is a bit different in the spinning. Quite stylish, nice fishing rod. It has like some decorative patterning also. It rather like the looks of the fishing rod with the cork handle and the decorations. So let's see. Nothing yet. Let's try again. Alright, nothing yet it seems. So let's have another go. Nice sunrise at 7 a.m. certainly by the lake. So should help with the shiny spoon lure. That light reflects of it, so it should more or less attract interest. Alright, we have a customer it seems, so let's reel it in. Alright, perch, nice. We also got an achievement, true iron, as we used classical spoon. Alright, we got some experience also for bonus experience for using L tackle, whatever that exactly means. Awarded for fishing with light gear, so light tackle, yes. That was quite so. 120 grams, 15 centimeters, like probably gets less than 1 coin at the fish market, so let's release. Finally we again even caught a fish after slightly less than fish rich period for a while, so let's try some more with the spinning rig, which is pretty nice. Do like the looks of the starter fishing rod. It's actually quite stylish one, modeled would say, rather like that one. So let's cast out again. And reel in at least the lure again. Alright, and another cast. Right, not much luck for a few casts. Let's keep trying. So again, reel the lure in, and let's see. Try again with the bait soon. Yeah, let's try with the other fishing set for a while. There we go. So worm time it is. Let's see how that works out. Again, a rather different fishing game than the other ones we have played. Actually, all four, like Ultimate Fishing Simulator, and right, we have some interest. Let's see if it results in the overall. Alright, 240 grams, so let's keep that and try for another one. Not exactly the biggest fish ever, but pretty nice still for the fishing method and all. First game that have seen that models the kind of fishing rod line, bobber, hook and bait only fishing rig at all, because usually tends to be that other games have mostly had only more fancy fishing equipment. So it's quite nice to see. Right, some interest. So let's wait until we strike. Alright, carp, nice. This sold for over 1 coin, so that's certainly a keeper again. Carp was quite valuable. So let's try some more. This isn't of course castable very far, as you have only the kind of single length of line on your rod instead of a reel that contains like 40 or 50 times. Alright, one of the really, you may keep opening your maw, but back into the lake you go, like really small fish. And again, wait patiently for. Right. Not quite enough. In some cases it should be enough, like that the bobber moves sideways, but that apparently wasn't enough sideways movement to catch the fish, it seems. So let's wait for more. A bit too early, it seems. New try. One has to be quite careful to only pull once the fish is sufficiently committed. It seems like, unless the fish commits sufficiently, get caught on the hook, it's of course like there's certainly sufficient amount of commitment. 56 grams carp, like not going to pay as much, so let's release that, like put the carp back in the crow. Oh, hello there, Camus. We are again playing different. This time it's Russian fishing, so 4th different fishing game we have done. Welcome to the stream and good to see you here. Let's fish some more. And then we wait and see about. Right, there's interest. Quite a heavy fish also, wow. Alright, that was a lot of records. Biggest fish caught and whatever other personal records. New level. Oh, 800 grams, 32 centimeters. Really nice. Big fish. Alright, now we can use caddisfly. You can like also examine the bait in 3D detail. so we can probably then, we of course most probably need to buy. Right, we already have like 30 pieces of these. Wonder if they are better like caddis fly, whether it's better for like catching fish than the basic worm. So that was pretty big fish for the equipment. So let's actually see how is our. They are still at 100%, so we are not in a quick hurry to take those to the fish shop to sell. We apparently also can cook fish ourselves at the camp, so there are many possibilities, like you can also grill or smoke fish yourself. Alright, that's enough action for us to. Alright, another of these, like it's a big one for these, but do not think that sells for much, so let's release it. Considering how the fish looks, it doesn't appear terribly valuable. Wait. That's enough. Alright, common roach, 22 centimeters. Let's keep that. Yeah, it's very summery. As noted, it was 17.5 degrees also during the night pretty much, so it's very summery by the lake here in Russian fishing. And the surroundings in any case are like, it could be Finnish fishing really, how the surroundings and houses, everything looks, so it's quite nice game this far actually, and the only game this far to simulate the traditional like mato onki, where you only have the fishing bobber, hook, bait, and single length of fishing line with the rod. So haven't seen any of the other fishing simulators even simulate like the really basic bait fishing rig in that respect. So it's actually quite fun to use. Would be kind of usability wise a bit better if they had the view of the fishing bobber on the right side, for example, a lot like fishing simulator does it, because it's kind of like maybe slightly less user friendly to have it down there. Alright, a bit of movement. Let's wait and hope they commit sufficiently for us to bring the fish up. There we go. That's enough for. Alright, another of these, not really terribly valuable. Let's see, like we have gotten a few percent of skill here, so takes still a while. Fishing with a telescopic rod using a spinning reel. Using a rig with a fixed line, yes. Luminous float, like Casting distance and accuracy plus 5%. Control of fish plus 3%. What else can we also develop these skills, like for example fishing with a telescopic rod. Alright, these are all separate, so the ability system is quite complex. These are all separate like categories. Fixed line fishing technique plus 5%. How is our good batch fishing technique? Are you best with fixed line or spinning reel or float fishing or fly fishing? What's your favorite fishing technique at this level of like skill choices? Using a spinning reel. This would be nice, so not enough 3 points. We had only one skill point, so our casting distance increased the magnificent 5%. So let's then cast again, like we have 5% more casting distance. Of course, with the fixed line it's kind of limited gains, as you can only cast as far as your single length of fixed fishing line goes. It's very hard to cast like with the minimal fishing rig very far at all, as there's simply no line to go further than what it is. Alright, we are also quite close to level 3 if we would get a bit more fish. Alright, some activity, so let's wait for the opportune moment to strike. That's enough. We rose a level, though this is 127 grams. Let's try what that sells for. Alright, now we can use barley. Would think some fish like that. It's just the float depth of the bait presentation, num plus minus. You can set it by the centimeter, like one centimeter deeper, certainly much better fishing. This one thing, like change depth 1 centimeter, and that certainly changes the fishing radically, or not. Let's try like 50 centimeters deeper and see what happens. Like let's put the float at like 1.5 meters and see if that affects our fishing in this spot. Alright, apparently this water isn't even deep enough for that, so yep. So let's try like 125. Yeah, that would be within depth, as the fishing popper floats straight. And we do have some action. Weekend has been nice. Was mountain biking for about 5 kilometers and otherwise. Alright, too early still. And otherwise worked on a few things shortly today, so not too bad. Not too bad weekend this far overall. And of course relaxing time with Russian fishing, so more relaxing than Dead Space last night, which was also an interesting game. So I would say the weekend has started pretty nice for staying at home with withstanding. So in that respect, not too bad at all. Alright, let's try again. Alright, some movement, but not enough. And what about your weekend? Our good bat also. And as you may have noticed, there are now bats with the castle instead of the ferrets, so there's clear advances in that respect, one might suspect as a bat. Of course the ferret was also nice, but decided let's try some bats. Kind of not much happening currently. Right. Oh, it's of course important to maintain, but kind of not the most interesting activity usually. Right, let's cast a bit different direction and try again. Kind of limited interest. Alright, it sank. Let's see if we can pull something up. Yes, one of these, like 40 grams. Release, please. Very small fish comparatively. Yep, now there are some bats, so most probably an improvement from the bat viewpoint. Oh. And of course, would like to remind of our clip contest. Remember to take clips during this month and you may win. Alright, there's again like some fish that pulls very slowly on it. Kind of like not expecting terribly big fish when they dug that little. Alright, let's try. There should be a fish like at that pull. And again, one of these. Like 81 grams. Let's keep that and let's see what we can actually get for these. We have a few fish, so let's go and sell those at the fish market. What's that? Alright, it's a lantern. Now we do have some fish to sell, so 58 cents, 91 cents, 45 cents, 2.55. The 800 gram fish actually gives us some money. Most expensive fish, like 2. Alright, that's not very fancily priced. So it's 99% condition, like 7 cents. 7 cents. Yes, big value. And here's the boat sender. Lodok Motorov, so you get motorboats here. Abonementi. So let's see. Administration, 1 day, 2 day, boat rental. It's quite alright, is priced. There's also the other pier. Let's try here. Here's a boat. Do you think that's like the thing you have to rent? Very classic looking boat motor also, like somehow thinking that might not be the most reliable anymore unless it's been restored. It looks like 1950, so that's quite classical looking boat motor. Whatever category B boat means here, like, is it better or worse? Right, let's have a go with the... Let's still try. Do we still have the caddies fly? We can also use like Bali, which kind of unsure which one of these would be best on this lake. Right, it's locked again. Ah yeah, because it's already installed in the current slot. Let's try the platform again and keep the 1.25 meter float depth. Alright, we have deep enough water that it actually sinks, because we earlier put 1.5 meters and it was like doesn't even sink, so looks fine. Then we would need some interest / cooperation from the fish, like come and check out my bait. Wouldn't call this a rush of fish right now. Clearly not much was happening, so let's try the spinning rig again. Ah, you can actually adjust the brake. Yeah, with the mouse wheel, so actually that's quite nice. You can adjust the brake with the mouse wheel, unlike you adjust the reeling speed with the mouse wheel in the Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2. So actually the brake adjustment on the mouse wheel seems like a good idea. Looks like it would say that the overall adjustment scheme looks quite nice this far. Right, we still have about 20 minutes left, so 30 meters, a bit longer cast than before, so let's start reeling it in. Alright, let's see whether kind of like stop and start would bring any results, or is it meaningful in this game. Yeah, not much luck from this point, so let's move to the other side again. Fish from the boat. Why not? Acts also as a platform. Alright, we have a customer, let's reel it in. Birds, 15 centimeters. Let's keep that, and yes, we know we can lower or increase the friction on the brake. So let's reel the lure back in. There we go. Alright, let's try the normal bait fishing apparatus also from the boat. And then we wait. This far have quite liked the game, though it seems the level of like fish is quite alright. That's a very clear. Oh, quick bite, but nothing caught. So very nice game overall this far. It's a bit different and has more like RP elements with all the buildings you need to visit to perform functions instead of like just directly convert the fish to money and concentrate only on fishing. There are various quite auxiliary things like grilling the fish in the camp or such, so it has a bit different emphasis. As noted, it's a little bit like my summer car or such, where you right, let's go for it. A bit bigger fish as we are getting more tension. 243 grams. Certainly a keeper. I do think we only have, yeah, we do have a couple of perches by now. Again. And another go. quite nice reddish hue on the fog on the lake also. Alright, some movement on the bobber, so let's bait. Strike. Alright, that's enough. Alright, not worth catching even. Then we wait again, and we would have been a customer, but didn't really. Right, it's getting a bit darker, but it helps to use the flashlight, as we apparently have had the flashlight on all the time, so you can actually see the fishing popper with the flashlight. Let's see how well the fish eat at night for this kind of work. So some night fishing before we finish for tonight. Alright, that looks worth getting up. Bream. Haven't sold one of these yet. Quite kind of chomky fish overall. So flashlight actually makes it quite possible to see the fishing popper, at least as long as it's, if it's not landing on the popper, then you can't see almost anything of it. So fortunately a flashlight is quite useful for this scenario. Some movement again, let's see. Not really enough to warrant pulling it up. Kind of some nibbling certainly going on in there, but kind of insufficient to justify withdrawing rod. We should probably also try and eat the bread, for example. Eat up. The threaded loaf is true legend of Soviet baking industry. It is one of the few things that citizens of Moscow and St. Petersburg call the same. The threaded loaf is multi-purpose product. It's not only perfect complement to various dishes, it can also take on a role of an appetizer, main course, and a dessert itself, if necessary. Let's eat up some. Succeeded at eating some bread. So, and our hunger also is reducing as we succeeded at eating some bread. Unsure, like, do you eat the bread with one paw while you fish with the other, or yes, hunger decreased, so eat some bread. Let's then again wait for the fish. Some movement on the bobber, but don't really think if we pull it up now that we get nothing. Let's have it up and back down. Let's also change bait, like let's try the barley would be an interesting bait. Let's see if the barley gets any interest at all. Do know that some fish actually eat considerable amounts of also various vegetable matter, so it's not like totally impossibly harebrained scheme to try and fish with the kind of barley or other also like cereals, but it's kind of not the most usual. Alright, let's pull that up. Not quite yet. Let's try again, still with the barley, and see if cereals are of interest to the fish. We have pretty good hunger and energy scores also. They do not seem to wear down quite like, so we can probably fish through the night at least and see if we get anything. Unsure, kind of not totally convinced the barley is really doing very well in this lake, as not much action. So let's try for a while more and see, like, if we change back to more familiar worms or maggots or something. Clearly the barley is not doing the thing here, so let's switch again, like whether the caddisfly is the best. Let's again go for the caddisfly for now. And then we see if the caddisfly gets any attention. Yeah, that might be useful also for that. Right, there's some movement. Should sink a bit more, so would pull it up. Alright, that would be enough. Let's pull it in. Come on, roach. Let's keep that. What do we have in the fish? Alright, 4 fish, and they are not getting any fresher, of course, so let's drop by the fish shop and see if we can also sell fish at night. At least they use light, so apparently some nightly fish selling. Alright, the values of these were quite ridiculous, but fish is a fish. What does the grocery store actually sell? Carrots, cucumbers, some onion, pasteurized milk, instant noodles. Alright, you can even buy instant noodles. That's quite like, as noted, the game has certain relationship to my summer car, certainly. Melted cheese, so do think it's actually processed cheese. We can also buy flour, rice, sausages. It even says sausage on the package. You can also buy more canned pork, oatmeal, garlic, apples. Quite a lot of things actually modeled here. Crack of sausage, pork, plum. Almost like cooking simulator, you have so many ingredients here. Dark chocolate, Metropolia. Alright, it's like even branded fancy. And then we of course have alcohol, and we actually have quite a few things. Alcohol, like 3 tank troopers beer, strong traditional export, woodman cask can, woodman dark can, woodman lager can, woodman cask bottle, dark bottle. You can have it both. Woodman lager bottle, Zebraca port wine, proletarian vodka. Alright, it even has a workman-like image on the bottle. Vodka, yes. You can also buy it in 100 portions. That's kind of like taste as stunning as hammer blow. Indeed stunning, right? Like, yes. You can also buy champagne, brandy, vodka, another kind of Boyar's frosty vodka. So yes, this has like a fancy boyar, like old noble Russian guy, really. Marshal's brandy. You have both generals and marshals brandy. Vodka golden imperial. Alright, that looks fancy. That's much more fancy. Indeed, belongs to the strong alcoholic beverages of the premium class. Made from environmentally friendly ingredients based on the latest technology. Clearly these have been written a bit tongue-in-cheek. And then we have even better, like Ruby Diamond. Yeah, and then we have even better, like this you can buy only with gold. And we have only like probably universal instant action medication for use when one feels unwell. That's quite easy. You fortunately only have one kind of medicine and many kinds of alcohol. This is probably the only fishing game that especially has like 10 different kinds of beer. But it's Russian fishing, so that's to be expected. Yeah, probably like drink some General's brandy, or it's like probably the only fishing game that have seen especially putting effort in various offering various alcohol. Alright, let's return to the lake. Is this actually any use, like the shed here, or is it only like an extension of the boat station? Doesn't open, so do not think it's much use. Alright, let's try here. Not deep enough, it seems, so let's go down to 1 meter again. Still kind of iffy. Let's try again. Alright, now it sank proper. Let's see if we get any interest. Let's also, as fishing is a bit slow, let's also have a sip of beer, as we do have some drink up. Succeeded, we didn't fail at drinking. Yeah, that increased nutrition further at least. Of course, it's nutritious to drink beer. And clearly this spot isn't very interesting fishing wise. So let's try something else. This spear has still been really good, so what if we move again here with the other boats, like got stuck, like, alright, maybe we can at least fish, because it seems the game is a little buggy. We got stuck movement wise, but maybe we can at least fish. Quite silent again also. Like really, certainly not the spot. Let's also change bait, like. Alright, and we got back mobile also. Let's try in that direction and with the bloodworm, so maybe that gives us more interest. Doesn't look very convincing again, at least currently. Let's do up to 1 and 3/4 hours at least. So still 10 minutes or so at least. Alright, there's something going on. Let's see if it gets up to striking level. Yes. Alright, that's a pretty big fish. Getting some good tension, so. Alright, almost a kilogram. Biggest fish caught, for sure. It's a keeper. Let's also turn the flashlight off now that we again have daylight. Clearly sleep is not necessary at all, because all the bars stay pretty good, even if we haven't slept now for like 2 nights, so clearly sleeping is quite optional in Russian fishing, because we couldn't find a way to sleep at all. But right, time to. Alright, new try. Didn't catch it, at least not with that pull yet. It's kind of sometimes stuck quite deep, and you still get nothing when you pull it up. of course it's quite natural that the hook doesn't simply always stick because it's after all like the fish has first to commit enough, and then you have to be fortunate enough to get the hook in. Alright, that's another like good pull, but no. So we keep trying. Some movement again, though not terribly much. Out of interest, let's check statistics here. So record catch for 1 day 16 fish, total record total 2.798 grams. Then we have all the record fish for different. We have caught bigger fish easily with the float tackle than, because the biggest we have caught with the spinner is actually only 120 grams. So clearly some activity. Yes, we got it. Alright, we gained a level. Common roach. We got a bonus for fishing tipsy. Russian fishing indeed, because we had the 3 tanker spear and then continued fishing. It increases the experience if you catch a fish tipsy. That's nice. Like drink some beer and fish. This game is clearly a bit different approach. It's a lot as said. It kind of has my summer car type features. Right, float fishing skill increased a bit. 414 grams is certainly a keeper. Alright, now we can use porridge, semolina porridge for like fishing apparently. We can also spin the bit of it for more information. We can even zoom in. Looks good, some nice semolina porridge. Yeah, white plop. It's semolina porridge you can apparently also fish with, so a lot like in Ultimate Fishing Simulator you can spin everything in 3D including the baits. So the white plop of semolina apparently is to the liking of some fish. But yes, fish are known to eat cereals, so it's not at all too surprising. A bit of movement, but nothing major still. alright, good movement, but not enough apparently. In this game, unlike the few others, there's much more the kind of that you think you might catch the fish, but then you won't, so it's in a sense maybe a bit more realistic, especially the Ultimate Fishing Simulator 1 tends to be like that you always catch fish when it looks like you're going to catch a fish, so do not totally mind that it's more also down to chance, because realistically it's not like totally a certainty in given conditions with the given equipment to catch the given fish at 100% probability at all. So this seems like a very nice game. Not much action again for a while. What makes it Russian? It's in Russia. All the locations apparently are in Russia, and it's very Russian also. Like when you go to the stores and such, the grocery store sells like vodka and such. And all the signs are in Russian. The map is also in Russian. If you look, it clearly is Russian fishing if you look at the map. So it clearly is. So would say it appears quite clearly. Clearly we have Baza, clearly base for the red flag. So yes, it's Russian fishing with all the locations and everything is in Russia. So alright, would think that might get a fish if pull that up. Yes. Oh, another bream. Quite nice. Oh, 600 grams. So let's keep that. Grounded. Actually, do not know the game immediately. May have heard the name mentioned, but do not know almost anything else about the game actually. So feel free to tell more, and let's see if we can catch a few more fish before we see who we will raid. So maybe up to a couple of hours, depending how motivated I'm feeling, as have been enjoying the Russian fishing this far pretty well. So indeed the name of the game is quite clear, because all the locations are apparently in Russia. It also has quite a few locations. If you look at the fishing areas, there are quite a few of these. Lake Ladoga and Volkhov River, Seversky Donets River, Sura River, Lake Ladoga, so as said, Quarry Lake. So all of these are practically in Russia. So it's clearly somewhat self-explanatory with those notes why it's Russian fishing. Mosquito Lake, indeed, the starting lake doesn't sound very nice at all. We should go to Lake Ladoga once we unlock it, so we can visit Ladoga. Alright, that sounds like a slightly more creative kind of like game premise. Shrunken, so it's kind of like micro then one would say. Yeah, Mosquito Lake. Would Kavuniak like to come and fish at the Mosquito Lake? It's kind of like not too many mosquitoes though, it seems. It would be even more realistic if it was like my summer car that the mosquitoes also cause annoying trouble all the time. Alright, no luck, so another throw. At least the premise for the game seems quite creative. Something a bit different. Yeah, have been Subnautica seems to have been a pretty popular stream game also. Have seen quite a few played. Have wanted to play Barotrauma at some point with like a few friends. It looked quite fun when some were playing it because of course the most important part of being a good submariner of course is playing the accordion, so alright, let's see if it goes down enough for us to strike or at least promises. Let's try, yes. Cruise and carp. The previous carp sold for like 8 cents, but let's try. Keep that, and we have a few fish, not yet losing much condition, like 99%, so we can maybe try for a couple of more. Yeah, quite a few games seem to come out nowadays so that they are in early access for years. Like, also do think that the Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2 will be for quite a while in early access. It was not actually too bad for early access game, except it lacked UI scaling, so the fonts were really small. The Russian fishing has been much more overall like finished experience. So certainly waiting that Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2 would also progress a bit. It's in early access and it's kind of a little bit less polished also. Russian fishing has been quite a bit more finished, certainly. Competes quite well with Fisherman Fishing Planet comparatively. It's like the big three a bit older fishing games: Ultimate Fishing Simulator 1, Fishing Planet, and Russian Fishing. And this was like remembered that hadn't yet played Russian Fishing at all. So yeah, exactly. Some games are in early access for years and years because you get it out quickly and you haven't possibly done almost anything for it yet. But of course you can put it out in early access. And some games of course never get out of early access if the devs more or less give up, and then you just wait and it's forever in early access pretty much. There are games that it seems like the developers forgot about them and or ran out of like motivation or money, and then it's forever in early access. quite kind of limited amount of interest, so let's walk to the pier and try from here in that direction. And see if that goes better. Yeah, I have seen quite a few lately also stream Deep Rock Galactic. Looked kind of confusing and not really this one style of game, but it's been also clearly very, very popular. Alright, not much action, so let's finish the night like trying again the spinning rig, and let's also change the let's try the smaller spoon here. Let's see how well. Express Fishing Furry T01. So that should be a fitting lure. We also have the different larger spoons, so should be interesting. Like it's furry because it has probably like a little bit of red fur here, but of course we like the furry, literally like the furry lure. By far. Alright, didn't really like Left 4 Dead either, so yeah, it tends to be most MMOs actually are like very little interaction, except like the cooperative quests in Guild Wars 2, for example, where it tends to be like that you contributed because you were like somewhere in the vicinity of the quest. It often seems. Often that's not done very well. Alright, thank you for joining us, Kamu, and hope to see you tomorrow also. So good night, and we are also finishing soon, like a few minutes with the spinning rod here probably, and then seeing who we will raid, as it's been a couple of hours and quite nice Russian fishing. So also going to finish soon, but we are certainly trying a few casts and seeing how well the smaller spoon works. We haven't gotten that many fish with the spinning rig, so alright. That's pretty big fish. Can't really increase the brake setting, as we are pretty much at the limit of at least the green area on the. So let's try to reel it in. Answer was like the indicator for how far we are into the reel, because it's of course quite important to know how much you can give leeway to the fish. And is the fish gaining or losing? Rig is cut off by fish teeth. Oh, not very lucky. So the fish could bite also off. So let's see what do we have then left for this. So we need another lure. Alright. Let's try the big lure and see whether it gets us anything. And let's also visit the lure shop, like buy a new one, as we got one stolen by the fish, so should most probably get a new one. Let's put the rod away and drink vending machine. Alright, you can also buy drinks from the vending machine, and there's like a terrace here. Grocery store. The fancy looking building was the tackle store, yes. Alright, they have huge amount of stuff. Silverfish, USSR, separate brand. Binoculars are by USSR, alright. Volkov lures, nice. Really nice looking lures. 4 centimeters. The old one was what, 3.7. Can we? Yes, we can also. Lures. Spoon. Alright, there are many lures. The game certainly has a lot of stuff. So let's see, like spinners. Alright, here's express fishing ferry. 4 centimeters. Siberia dragonfly long. 3.5. And then we can choose about 10 million different colors. Alright, how does this differ? Smooth rotation. Then we have about 10 different designs. The rainbow one looks good. Let's buy one of those. And also rather like the striped one. Let's get one of those. There are quite a few choices also in lures, like there's also some kind of, there's a phone. Can we like, we can't apparently call anywhere separately with the phone, though. That would be also, because this is a bit more RP like, that would also of course be quite working option. Alright, let's get back to the pier and try a few casts with the new rainbow colored lure still tonight. Right, so let's put it onto the rig. Let's try the rainbow colored one. There we go. Attached and cast out. First, of course, take the rod in paw and cast out. The big fish was a bit of a shame, as that was really big fish, but struck nicely, but fish nibbled its way away by stealing the whole lure. Alright, another go. Alright, let's at least take a couple of casts still and then finish. Kind of no interest yet, despite the nice rainbow colors, so right. And final cast for tonight. Certainly returning also to Russian fishing sometime soon, as we are alternating between different calm and spooky games this month, but afterwards certainly will be returning to all three fishing games still. They are each is a bit different. This clearly emphasizes the kind of mini RP aspects with the various items. Alright, that was really mini cast, not even all the way into the water. So, thank you for joining for some Russian fishing tonight, and first of all, wish you a good night, and let's see who we can raid, and we will see tomorrow again for 1 to 2 games during the day. We will see. Let's see who's on. Dragonair is playing Hollow Knight, so, and they do not actually have any viewers yet, it seems. So let's check them out if they are not finishing. Alright, they are just starting, so actually a good time to join. They are also doing Dragon Spook Feast, so fair enough, let's raid them. Oh, and thank you for joining, so you all of course get another wave, and see you tomorrow hopefully. Good night, and let's join Dragonair next. there we go, and good night.